Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another channeled message with me. Okay, so if you're new to this channel is dedicated to your transformation, your alignment, as well as your healing. So we have a special channeled message in store for you guys today. The theme is Ancient Portrait. So the guides Spirit wanted to communicate what exactly we are. So they wanted to communicate what we are, because that's essentially what we spend most of our life trying to figure out, is who we are, what we are, and it never gets old. They wanted to add an additional layer to understanding who you are and what it is you are exactly. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and do our meditation, and then we'll move into the channeled message, which I always channel off of the camera, a message. I also channel with a crystal, and today it was the lapis lazuli that got picked. So that's what we're working with, and let us go ahead and do our meditation. And I will go ahead and ring the singing bowl. Okay, I'll share with you briefly. I was seeing a deer with huge antlers. The antlers are always about connection and connecting to spirit, and that is exactly what wanted to come through in our channel message today. So the lapis lazuli is a crystal that is about connecting to your guides, your spirit guides, and communicating with them. And so there is a call right now for you to be in communication with your guides, to talk to them, spirit, whatever it is that you refer to it as. They are wanting to connect with you. And because I was seeing huge antlers, I feel like this is most definitely symbolic of some really important messages, like big revolutionary stuff that's coming through right now, that perhaps it's going to change the landscape of how you see yourself. So the message was Ancient Portrait. So I actually came up with the title after I finished the message, and what came with that is, you are old, start acting like it. And I find that statement so funny, because my dad's always saying, hey, you're old. And he was even telling my 4-year-old nephew, hey, you're old, man. You ain't a baby anymore. But there's actually some truth to that statement. A lot of us are old souls, and we come from many incarnations of being different things before we came into a human body. A human body is truly a success, in a sense of, you have been here a long time, experiencing life here on this planet, and it's a culmination of all those lives. So Ancient Portrait, the first statement that came through was strokes for different folks. So I was seeing a painting, and I was seeing someone just use whatever colors, or oil painting, use whatever colors that were calling to them. So what colors and textures would you like to paint onto your canvas? You are the embodiment of a unique divine design, which understands its own brilliance with ease. And there will always be that few that don't understand and who do not want to understand. But what are you willing to let go of to make space for your divine design? So I thought that was a very interesting message. Strokes for different folks. They kind of wanted to communicate that a lot of us feel very different, and we are different. We are unique. We are a unique design here of our own making. And there's something that comes with that's truly who we are. At our core, we're this like ancient soul. All of us, many of us, and especially old souls who feel called to it. You're a very old soul. You're part of something that is ancient. Let's just say it like that. The soul doesn't have an age, but you are connected to it. And at this point in time, if you're experiencing this lifetime, you've been reincarnated. Your soul has experienced many, many, many different lifetimes. And I don't want to jump ahead, so let's go over the message where they're talking about how some people will not understand who you are or what you're about. That's part of the design. It's part of the equation, because as you step into your older soul essence, you start to become almost foreign to a lot of other people, because they are still trying to remember and figure out who or what they are, whereas you are tuning more into who you are. So you feel connected to it. And when you feel more connected to who you are, you sometimes come off as quite alien to other people. And that's something they want you to understand that comes with the territory. Okay, so the next thing I was seeing was a watch. And I was seeing like a watch. When they build or they hand make watches, there's so much intricate detail that goes into making a watch. That's kind of what you are as far as your design goes. There are a million of effortless synchronicities occurring in us every second. You are on purpose. So whatever your interests or your intrigues are, the things that you're interested in, the things that you feel called to, the struggles, the consistent stories or patterns that you've experienced in life, that was on purpose. Whatever you've seen repeating over and over is the universe trying to communicate to you. That's part of your divine design. Perhaps you feel called to art and painting your unique colors on your canvas, and that's something you feel called to all the time. Perhaps you're always called to the color red or the color yellow. It says a lot about you. That speaks to your specificities of how you're here to operate here in the world. The next part, when I was channeling with the lapis lazuli, at the bottom of the sea, the lapis lazuli, I was seeing someone at the bottom of the sea, and it looked like they were meditating or they were hibernating. So I was seeing like a baby. Also, before I even actually opened my eyes, I felt this energy of a baby, something in like a cocoon. And then when I looked at it, I saw a unique alien underwater in a cocoon. And it sort of looked like Yoda, or an old man. So old man looking like Yoda, meditating at the bottom of the sea, kind of looked like he was doing this. It also felt like he was praying as well. He was completely unbothered at the bottom of the ocean. This to me was connecting us to our ascension process and how it works. We're essentially an ancient soul, or a part of it, an ancient soul here. And it's lived many, 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 many different lives, and it's constantly in prayer. It's constantly in just this very reverent place. It's very ancient. It's odd. It's just, think of if you ever go to foreign land somewhere and you hear like a very old chant in a cave somewhere, perhaps you start to get the chills. That's what we are. Or think about whatever is at the bottom of the sea that we have not discovered yet. That's what we are. Like, it's very unique, strange, different. And there's something about this, I think, in the coming perhaps year or years, where you are experiencing this incarnation, they want you to be aware of, you're going to become more connected to this essence of yourself. And there's actually going to be less of a desire to perhaps relate to others or relate to how other people operate or do things. And that's why a lot of yogis, sages, and gurus have a lot of detachment, because they're so in sync to their true nature that they don't care. They don't get it. They don't connect with it, because all of these things are programs. They're things that we're taught to embrace, and they're part of the illusion and the delusion that we fall prey to, and we're supposed to. It's a part of how the game works. If you wake up, whatever lifetimes you've woken up before or your soul has experienced waking up before has been a success. So it's like I was seeing this da 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 bing da 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 bing. So there's something about, like, there's a sequence of lives and lessons that you learn. And then it's like, until you accumulate a certain amount of lessons, you can't wake up. It's hard to wake up. And it also has to be a choice. So when people do wake up, it is divine time. It is on purpose. And I know we're always saying, hey, people need to wake up, but it's actually timed. It's on purpose. So it's like, yes, it is a choice to wake up, but there are certain lifetimes where you would never have been able, the soul would have never been have able to communicate it enough to wake up in that human form, because it still hadn't fully embraced the lessons or the karma. It still didn't fully learn how to alchemize or do any of that. So if you're awake and you're waking up in this lifetime, just know that you are sort of a huge success story. It's a connection of all things and synchronicities playing into it, but there's a lot that goes into you waking up and being able to wake up. Our true nature is that of something ancient, reverent, always praying, always in sync. And then I was connected to Dragon Ball Z, where they do that. I think it was Goku does that Kamehameha move where he's like charging up, and that's essentially what the awakening and the ascension process. There's a lot of charging up that I'm not going to even just say your soul, but there's a lot, your spirit, your astral, your etheric body. There's a lot of charging up that goes into it, which is why you're often called to do a lot of rest during those periods, because of the amount of exertion that goes into it. It's a lot. And you might feel like you're experiencing a lot of perhaps turmoil or chaos or up and downs in the 3D, but just know that at higher dimensions, it's a good thing. So long as you stay aware and conscious of what's going on. Our eternal nature takes some time to integrate into a physical form, an ancient soul that births thousands of lives. So you're part of an ancient soul, especially if you've woken up, it has birthed thousands of lives. Thousands. We are the realized expression of those many lives, accumulation of successfully learned lessons. I sort of jumped ahead there, but yeah, I think they just wanted to communicate this idea of like how unique it is. Like unique, how I know it's natural, but it's also unique. It's a celebration. It's something to celebrate. It's something to just experience or feel a lot of joy of when you think about it, is waking up, because there's so much work that goes into it that not just you're putting into it, but all the moving parts in the spiritual realm or in the angelic realms or the multi-dimensions are also playing into your awakening as well. So it's a very special event. That they want you to know that. The reference to the cocoon might refer to how maybe some people feel either you're coming out of the cocoon or you feel like you are in a cocoon. That would depend on you and where you're at in your experience. Overall, I mean, we're all transitioning into this new cycle, and it's neither here nor there because time doesn't really exist. And you can't fast forward it, but if you just take the time to observe and absorb what's going on, you'll have a sense for what you feel called to. I think a lot of people are actually feeling called to action, which is why I've come back to the channel. I feel called to more of the action of connecting to this and connecting to people and sharing this experience. But I'm also needing to pay attention to my need for rest during this time as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some cards. Okay. Oh, we have the Lovers. This strongly is connecting me to synchronicities and how things come into harmony and union as well. So there's a really special harmonizing or union that's occurring within us right now. Yes, this card to me is communicating a lot. I don't know. I'm definitely hearing the message of you went through all of that for a reason. Just know. You went through all of that for a reason. It wasn't for nothing. That's what I'm hearing. It wasn't for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. It never was. There were some amazing things at work here behind the scenes. And I'm also seeing with this angel, I don't know if this angel, it doesn't really matter which angel it is, but the angel behind the man and the woman, Adam and Eve here, to me, I feel their energy, almost as if they're focusing their energy or their intent into the experience of this union being formed. And they're focusing and they're concentrating. And as you guys know, whenever we work with spirit, it's a co-creative experience. So they can't really help us unless we reach out to. And believe me, if you're an older soul, it comes more naturally to you to connect and to reach out. But it's a co-creative experience where they're giving us their energy. We're also giving them energy, and they're feeding off of that too. I'm also being taken to the mountain here in the back. And its unique colors. Well, again, I keep getting this vibe of alien. I was feeling pulled to the color blue today. But yeah, and we had the lapis lazuli, so I thought that was very interesting. I just keep getting this energy of it's time to be weird. It's time to be weird, or it's time to allow yourself to be unique and be strange. Whatever those unique qualities that you tend to hide, it's time for them to be exposed. I'm hearing like exposure. Exposure. You're about to be exposed. But you've been preparing for this, so this isn't something where you're like, I can't do it. You absolutely can. Okay, let's see what else Spirit wants to communicate here. Three of Pentacles. Ooh, nice. Yes. So the exposure that you're going to be experiencing is going to be amongst your kin, your people, your tribe. They're connecting you to your kin. Here. Putting you in place. I think, honestly, if you just meditate and you think about, who do I really connect with? Like, who are the people I really vibe with? Whoever those people are, that's who you're about to vibe with, or who you're feeling called to, or the universe is communicating that to you, that you have a tribe out there for you, where you have a very similar, I'm hearing an energy signature as these people. It's very much the same, where essentially you're here to be resourceful, like, to each other, and you're here to design something, because relationships are always on purpose. They're designed with an intention to align with the mission, and usually those partnerships are together so that you guys can create something here in the physical, in the 3D realm. So it's like, okay, we've been charging you guys up to prepare, and perhaps you've been hermiting and doing your own thing, but you will be called to either a co-creative experience with some people that you do know right now, or co-creative experience with people that you don't know right now. And it's going to feel very natural. It's going to feel very much, we're on the same team. We're here to kind of work on the same ideas. Let me go ahead and pull one more card here. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Yeah, the old man. We got the Hermit, and we have the Four of Swords. Yeah. So right now is also a vital time to learn and just absorb whatever it is they're calling you to absorb. You find this best in your rested state, just as I was connecting to the meditating alien at the bottom of the ocean. This is basically the energy of it, the Hermit with the Four of Swords. But yeah, there are some pieces of information that they're wanting to get across to you right now. Your spiritual self is most certainly wanting to let you know what exactly your mission is and how you can go about succeeding at it, whatever it is you're feeling called to do or be a part of. Oh, hello. We have the Holy Spirit. Yes, we're feeling that blue energy. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting this energy from the Hermit and the Four of Swords in combination with the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers to just relax. Things will come into play. You don't have to like jump into things just because you're like, I need to do something. That's never the case. There's never anything we're like needing to do urgently. There's no urgency actually. And think about your ancient self, the ancient portrait of who you truly are. It's never anxious to get anything done because it just is. It's just a matter of allowing that unfolding to happen naturally. And things actually unfold quite seamlessly or effortlessly and gently over a period of time. There's never any like rush or impulsion where the universe is like, yeah, we're going to throw a test at you and just hope you figure it out. No, they always prepare you, and they most certainly prepare you for your spiritual destiny here that you're feeling called to be a part of. We have here, Paul the Venetian, experience grace, share your gifts with grace, waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Yeah. So I think many of you are feeling called to share your gifts during this time as well. Let me push this card up here. And it's going to come through you or work through you in a very graceful manner. So like I said, again, there's no rush to accomplish anything or be or do anything. A lot of like, look at the hands here in the Holy Spirit expect miracles. I think the hands here, the way that the hands are just like holding up, there's just something about this receptive energy, or this, it's almost like the hands are trying to communicate energy, or energy's coming or emanating from it here in this picture. Just know that you're receiving a lot of assistance and guidance here. And with the wings here, you're receiving guidance from angels, your angelic beings around you, your guardian angel helping you out. You're receiving a lot of that assistance and guidance, and they just want you to feel reassurance at this point in time in your life. If you feel confused about what's going on, what's happening, just know that everything is unfolding as it needs to. Here, there's a manifestation that's building here with the Three of Pentacles, and to me, I'm seeing things locking into place. So they just want you to be patient about things locking into place. And perhaps you are feeling inspiration right now, or you are feeling love or excitement towards an idea or something that you feel called to be a part of. All right, so we have here forgiveness. So forgiveness is that releasing energy here and a letting go that may perhaps need to happen around certain situations. And the forgiveness is whatever challenge you've been given has been given to you on purpose for you to ultimately realize your power. So just know that, I heard someone say this. What was it? I don't know. I don't remember who I was listening to, but someone said something about needing to forgive themselves. It was Kaya who wrote, she wrote a book. Kaya, is it Gerber? I don't want to say her name wrong. Kaya Ra, or Kaya, something like that. But I was listening to her interview, I think on Next Level Soul, and she talked about how she needed to forgive herself because she felt called to this life. Either she said that or her interview said that, whose name is just escaping me right now, even though I watch his episodes all the time. But there's something about understanding that we choose this. We choose our challenges. We really do. We choose them on purpose, and it's all for the sake of like learning something and waking up. As nice as it would be to experience all the blessings and good and positive things in life, there's no learning anything when those things just come to you easy peasy. We're here for the challenges. That's what makes life very interesting. And it's something your soul most certainly loves. It does. It loves those challenges. And I know sometimes people like to compare their story to other people and say, wow, this person's been through so much. But this is what I'm hearing. You've been through a lot. Like, your soul has experienced a lot. And never compare your life to anyone else and say, well, wow, they've been through so much and they must know. It doesn't matter. You know, you're a part of a soul that has experienced a lot. And if you were to accumulate the tragedy that you've experienced in those thousands of lives that you've had, you would probably be blown away. So let's see what else wants to come through in the message. The energy feels pretty pleasant. Actually, it feels like it's in a resting state. This is what I'm feeling. I'm not feeling anything like majorly urgent right now. Wherever you may feel like you are in your life, I'm not feeling anything majorly urgent right now. Yeah. Okay, so we have here opposition, and we have here the sun. The cards must be listening to me. So we have your opposition, and we have your sun. So they want you to know that for all the challenges you've gone through and whatever you are perhaps currently going through, it is here to help you embody your highest your truest, most authentic self and connect to your higher self. So this is most certainly by design. We tend to, when things are going too easy or life is just like, I don't know, where we're indulging in pleasures so much, or we're caught up in our addictions, we're often abandoning the part of us that, or leaving or evading or moving away from the part of us that is about the truth. There's so many different flavors to the truth. I think the truth can be sometimes quite boring. When you find out about how things work in this world, you're like, oh, that's it. That's why we're here. That's not fun. But I also feel like there's a reason why you feel called to this path. You're obsessed with it. You're intrigued by it. You're intrigued by studying yourself, knowing yourself. You're intrigued by understanding how life really works. There's something about that path that you're just so fascinated by and you can't let go of, and you want to learn about, and you want to stay up studying or reading or meditating. You're constantly going to retreats to understand. There's something beautiful about how your love for that experience or that sort of lifestyle is because you want to know the truth, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I feel like I want to get some clarifiers for them, and let's just see what else they're wanting to communicate here. I'll just, in general, get some clarifiers for this. We have your Page of Swords. So this is the voice in your head and what it's saying. Page of Swords is also about potential. All the pages are about potentials, or they're about starting something new, or voicing or trying out a different approach to something as well. Yeah, it's so interesting because it's like our soul is so strong. It's experienced so many lifetimes, yet its voice is like meek. When it comes through, it's so quiet. It's like a whisper. Because it doesn't have this need or urge to express itself or be something. It's a part of you. Your human self wants to feel free, but the soul is already free. It's just an expression wants to come through the layers, the thick layers that you're having to peel away. So I don't know. I think this is about, again, getting more curious about who you are and your ancient self, and learning its voice, what it sounds like, how it communicates to you. When I started to get more comfortable with communicating with spirit, what I found interesting was that the voice was always so kind of like strong, like stern, but also kind of quiet, very calm. It was never like loud, yelling, screaming, urgent, or anything. It was always just like it was detached yet peaceful. And I started to get comfortable with learning how to discern that voice. So there's something about discernment and discerning that voice inside of you that is important for understanding your true self, your true nature. And I think sometimes we go through experiences in life when we feel confused by what is my true nature? What is my true self? Who is my true self? And it's kind of all the things I was picking up here in the message. It's the part of you that is very unique, kind of different, a little weird. Like, it's that part of you where, your family's looking at you, you're just like, you're kind of weird. And it's so funny because I don't see myself that way. I don't really see myself weird. I just know, like, old souls know. They know people will, like, not accept it. So we're not going around advertising it to everyone because we know most people are going to be like, or a lot of people are going to be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But it's so funny because I think with family, it can be really tricky because they know you from birth. And so they feel like they really know who you are. And in a sense, they do. It's like you have your inclinations, you have your personality that's always been there since you were a kid. Like, we developed that early on. Our personality comes through very strong at an early age. But then after that, the way that you think about life starts to sort of morph depending on what you listen to or what you pay attention to or what you let in. And then you start to become kind of weird to other people. And then when you start making choices that are dramatically different from other people's viewpoints, then it's you're even onto another level of different, where people are like seeing you as different. And I think that's the most uncomfortable part of the awakening, is taking the action steps to be different. A lot of people can talk about it. It's actually not that hard to talk about being different. We love talking about things, but when it comes to actually taking the action steps, that's different. Or when it comes to, perhaps, some people want you to explain it to them, like, I don't understand, can you explain it to me? Finding the words to communicate it to different groups of people can be interesting. And when I was talking to my nephew today, he was talking about, we were reading a book about a bus, and the bus was alive. Like, it had a smile, it had eyes, it called the tires its toes. And he's like, why does it have eyes and a teeth and a smile? He's like, that's not real. And at first I was like, yeah, it's just a fantasy, it's not real, they're just making up the story. But then I was like, well, technically everything's conscious. And I don't know how we got into talking about how we can, I told him, you can talk to the earth if you want to. And he's like, huh? But it had me really thinking, when I'm having those conversations with people, to just be honest and just be like, yeah, you can do that. And maybe they'll be like, what? I don't know. I think you have to discern for yourself when you feel called to do it. But what's most important, what they're pointing out here with the Page of Swords, is that you're having that dialogue with yourself. And you're actually like, yeah, everything's conscious. Yeah, everything's alive, and energy, and, spirit guides are here. And there's something about, like, a child talking to themselves. There's something about that dialogue that's so important to fostering your relationship with spirit and strengthening it. And it's almost like your relationship with spirit strengthens without anybody realizing it, because it's an internal experience. That's why people look at you weird when you start verbalizing it out loud, perhaps mid-conversation or something, because they're like, huh, when did you start doing all of this? And it's because it's a very personal experience, and it's a very personal relationship that you have to spirit. And we all have our own verbiage that we use. The words don't matter, because we're just interpreting an abstract, ancient, universal language or energy here that's coming through to us. We're all interpreting it in our own way. So yeah, that's what I'm hearing. There's something about this dialogue. I think some of you are being definitely called to journal. They want you to journal. They want you to write. They want you to think. They want you to communicate, because you're getting some downloads right now that are pivotal to your existence, your identity. I'm hearing like identity crisis, and I'm hearing clarity on figuring out what you are. So it's like, okay, I don't have this identity crisis. I finally understand. Or there's parts of you that are definitely coming or sinking in together right now. Strong. Okay, so we'll pull a few more cards here. Yeah, I can feel the buzz. Whenever I get this buzz in my body, that's to me telling me I'm channeling, like, right on point. Okay. We got here slingshots. So we have your tension, strain, sudden, stress, pull, sudden motion, focus. Okay, focus. That's the energy. I've been getting that message from my guides a lot. There's a bit of it's peaceful tension. It's hard to describe when you're going through an ascension process. I know some people say, oh, it's a lot. And it's like, to some degree it's a lot, but when you surrender, it's not a lot. It actually starts to feel very peaceful, and you just feel so content with yourself and with life. You're not overwhelmed as much. But there's some kind of leveling up that's happening. I'm seeing a space here being formed, but there's some kind of leveling up that's happening, some kind of distinctive shift where you're going to feel a little bit of tension, and they need you, yes, with the opposition, to just let it go. Let it go so that you can be elevated, because they're trying to take you up another notch is what I'm hearing. So you're going to have to focus here. Okay. Let's see what else they're wanting to communicate to us. Almost like a test. Some kind of test is coming. Okay, audio back. Yeah, so there's some kind of test or opportunity coming here of synchronicity. So the Three of Pentacles, that could also be about a collective and union and a harmony work that's being created here. Oh, interesting. Okay, I gotcha. To me, it's feeling almost like a crowd or people or being seen. There's something about that coming through. We have here the World card. Beautiful. That's completion. Okay, awesome. Or cycle. Ooh. This is the finale of some sort being created in our lives here. A finale, an ending. So they want you to know you're almost at the end of something, of a journey or an experience where something's ending. So the way that I interpret endings and beginnings in my visions, or what I pick up energetically, is there's not a distinct period. I know some people, we like to think there is, just like we like to think time exists because it makes sense logically for us. There is no such thing as a distinct ending. We've actually been in an ending space for a few years now. Things have been ending. Like it's like a repeated ending. And people are like walking away. They feel the ending. They are knowing that the ending is here. They're listening. Their soul, their heart is calling to it. They're ending things. They're participating. At first, maybe they're resisting it. Then they release the resistance and they go with it. And then as things are beginning, it's like a beginning. Like things are beginning and ending at the same time. So there's not a distinct ending and beginning. Because I've been seeing the transition, the Six of Swords, a lot for like 2 years. Like we've been in a transition process of a distinct shift that we will feel, we will be able to acknowledge or be more aware of eventually. So that's why there's no distinct, when people are talking about timelines, no one can pinpoint it. They just know that we're close or we are around it. So I wouldn't get hung up on trying to think about, is this the ending, is the beginning? It doesn't matter. It's happening simultaneously. So that's what I'm seeing. There's a simultaneous ending and beginning happening. That's why there is quite perhaps a bit of tension in the air, in the energy, or perhaps that you're feeling, is because there is that simultaneous movement of energy that is happening. And all you need to do is keep doing your work. Keep doing your inner work. Keep alchemizing and keep nourishing yourself and like participating and caring about yourself and doing the things that you love and things that you really enjoy. Just keep participating. That's what I'm hearing. Just keep doing the work because they're bringing you up. Okay? The angels, the light beings, they're bringing us up. They're helping us to elevate here. They're feeding us their nourishment, their light. They're giving it to us. And so we need to just allow the rise to happen here. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Final messages. It's powerful, guys. We got Mercury in Aquarius in the 12th house. Whew, that's God talking to you, basically. Mercury in Aquarius in the 12th house. Aquarius is the elder air sign. So this is about an accumulation of the ideas or the understanding or the clarity of what wants to come through here. Mercury is about ideas, communication, the mind as well. This is about you also literally communicating to your guides as well, or perhaps channeling. So a lot of people are being called to use their, what does it here say here? Share your gifts. Share your gifts. Use your gifts. Pretty much every single one of you who watches this channel, you know how to communicate to spirit and you know how to receive those messages, and you are being called to step into that. To me, that Aquarius energy is about leadership as well. Step into a leadership of, or if you're studying it for the first time or you're getting into it or you're interested in it, be open to it. The thing about communicating or channeling spirit is it has less to do with going to school and doing all the preparation work for how to do it, because all you need to do is be yourself and do your inner work in order for it to happen. And all you need to do is allow yourself, get out of the way, and allow spirit to speak through you. That's how we let spirit talk through us. We just let it happen automatically. Just think about like kids when they're creating imaginatory stories in their heads. They're just coming up with it on the spot. So there's something about, you don't have to think about how am I going to communicate this, but whatever inner dialogue that you've been having with spirit your entire life, it's essentially how you're going to be communicating those messages to other people, perhaps through writing, through books, through making videos, through podcasts, whatever it is you feel called to, through music. You probably feel called to all of them because 12th house is the ether, and we often feel inspired to share our gifts in a multitude of ways. Okay, I feel like we're not quite done yet. So I'll pull one more card here. Yeah, we have your 5 change. Okay. So we have here release jealousy. Jealousy is the affirmation that you don't have something in the universe manifest exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So I'm going to reinterpret this card because, yes, I think there's jealousy. We all have it. We all experience it. What jealousy is, you feel like you can't access something that is already readily available to you, and most certainly in your divine time experience of it. I think the key word here is release. So whatever the tension is that you're experiencing, let that go. Whatever tension you've been experiencing about things not working out or things not going the way that you would like them to, let that go. And I think this came out too, yes. We have the gratitude list. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you. Be centered in your heart instead of fixated in worries in your mind. What and who you are grateful for right now. Keep focusing upon the gratitude. So what are you being called to focus on? They were talking about focus with that card earlier. You're being called to focus on the gratitude. That's what you're being called to focus on. Gratitude for what is already showing up in your life. That's very important right now. Because most of us are in this space of tension, and it's on purpose. Because, again, you wouldn't learn how to cultivate gratitude without experiencing some kind of struggle. So you have to acknowledge the struggle, acknowledge what it's there to teach you and show you, so that you can also appreciate what you do have around you. Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe. Yes. So this feels like a message of like it's coming or something's shifting, but please be patient. Please be patient with how it comes in and the timing. So I feel like I have one more message here. I'll pull a few more cards. That's good. We got here the Ace of Cups. Yeah, no kidding. That's gratitude right there. That's your heart. That's a heart opening, awakening. We're shifting, and I think a lot of us have been shifting out of the releasing aspect of things. So we're moving into a space of opening. Things are opening up. Our heart is opening up. And it is the new beginning. Ace of Cups to me is about blessings pouring in, or us feeling grateful for life. They're confirming that the feeling is going to come before the actual thing, believe it or not. The feeling is going to come, and the feeling is coming as a result of you. The universe is always drumming up some exciting manifestations or experiences or really fun, cool things to happen in our life. But it also needs us to do our work to move towards it. And none of you would be here if you weren't doing that work, if you weren't working towards it, if you weren't opening your heart. Yeah. But there are definitely maybe some worries or concerns you have, some tension or opposition you may be experiencing. It's purely psychological. It's an inner battle more than it is an external battle. External battles tend to manifest more when we're resisting the inner one that needs to be addressed. You may be challenged externally, but there's always more of an internal. It's like, how am I really feeling about this? What is my attitude, right? Gratitude, attitude. What is my attitude towards this experience or life, and how is it shaping me? How is it affecting me on the day-to-day basis? I feel like I'm kind of getting that energy of you don't realize that your heart is more open than you think it is. Your heart is more receptive than you perhaps think it is. It's just the way you're seeing yourself. And I think oftentimes when we're going through difficult circumstances, we can't help it that our mind is designed to think, I'm being punished. There's something wrong with me. If things aren't going right in my life, it must be my fault. When things were difficult or things were challenging in your life, It was just a lesson unfolding. And a lot of what my guides have taught me is you have to let the lessons unfold and you have to detach. That's it. You're not here to fix your life, make it work, or what you're here to do is you're here to make you work, not the situation. You're not trying to do this to the situation so it molds to your desired outcome. It's more like, I gotta work to this. Because you're the most moldable part of your life experience. You're super moldable. So it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You can easily adjust to those circumstances to the point where you're like, life is great. And it sounds so bizarre that you can go from perhaps suppressing, even maybe suicidal thoughts, to I'm fine. But that's what connecting to the soul does. And a lot of people who've gone through their awakening experiences or different stages of awakenings know that. You can go from the darkest of dark to the lightest of light in a blip, because you realize it's just all about perception. When you see that there are angels and light beings, and the universe is creating this very intentionally, and you understand what it is that created you and how beautiful and giving it is and incredible it is and immaculate it is, you want to be a part of the experience. It's so exciting to know that, whoa, I'm a part of this ancient soul that has created 1,000 lives, and I got to wake up. I got to be one of the few of the 1,000 who got to wake up. What an honor. Whoa. That I get to be a part of this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also getting this energy of take the time to reflect and think about what it is you're feeling really called to do. To get focused. Because I keep getting this you're here for a mission. Get focused. You can do this. You can thrive at this. You are here for a mission. Get it together, man. That's kind of like what my statement was. You're old. Start acting like it. You are an old soul. Start acting like it. You're unique. You're weird. You're different in the best kind of way. Yet you're relatable and peaceful to be around. And you have your own wonderful personality that comes with it. Comes with the entire package. And there's a part of you that just has this passion or this urgency to share your experience, to share your ideas, because we're here to incur wisdom here. That's what we love. That's why we go through these things, because we're just like, yes, the wisdom, even though it's it's so painful, but at the other side of it, it feels so good to know that you pushed through to learn that experience. And I'm even learning things about myself where I was like, wow, I didn't really have the awareness to understand that that's what's going on. Sometimes me being a thinker, an overthinker, an analyzer, and someone who journals incessantly, I like to think I have a high level of self-awareness. But sometimes when people tell me things, I'm like, oh, I didn't really realize that about myself until you said that, or that I come off that way. But it's interesting because back to that message, I'm going to end on this final note. If you have had people in your life who are asking you, hey, what are you doing? I don't get it. I don't agree with this. The spirit is telling you to double down. Not in terms of feeling like you need to butt heads with people and prove your point, but double down in why you started this to begin with. Because those people are actually just confirming, and actually they're mirroring to you that you're on the right path. That's all they're doing. They're just actually confirming the things that you're like, well, I had a sense for. And what you're seeing is you're seeing the contrast. And some people call it the 3 to 5D split. I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't really researched that much into it. What I can feel distinct within myself is that, yes, there's a noticeable shift, and the energy is kind of, it's quite tense. The contrast is quite stark in some ways. But we're also here to live here and be amongst one another as well. And so something inside of us is asking us to have more compassion, more patience for even that experience, more patience, for compassion for ourselves as well. And I'm willing to bet you, if you reflect back to how you were 2 years ago, you were probably quite different. There are things in your life that were quite different. You probably were like, oh, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life and that's it. And I'm willing to bet you that you're in a place now where you're like, I have a completely or a totally different thing, or there's something I've always been wanting to do that I'm ready to do now, that you are ready to be a part of. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I'm going to end on that note. I hope you guys enjoy that. I will be back next time, probably with a teaching of some sort. I have some ideas and I want to get them out. But I hope you have a wonderful day or evening. Know that you are here to spread your loving kindness. You are part of the 144 here collective who knows who they are. And you're here to share your experience with other people. The best thing that you can do in life is to wake up and to stay awake. Have a beautiful day or evening. Bye.